All right, before I start, I would like to ask everyone, can anyone help me identify who this person is? Anyone? Huh? No, this is not Manuel Alquesa. May narinig ako. Definitely, this is not Sir Rickson. Okay? This is Willie Sutton. He's one of the most famous bank robber in the 19th century. And you know what? He was asked once, why does he rob bank? You know what he answered? Are you familiar with this? He says, because that's where the money is. And you know what? I believe if he will be alive today, he won't be robbing banks. He'll definitely be a cyber criminal. Everyone, ask me why. Why? Because that's where the money is. Again, my name is Echo. I'm the product manager for F5 Westcon. Today, we will understand the economics of a cyber attack. We will learn how much does it cost to attack you. Have you asked that for yourself? How much does it cost to attack you? And next one is how, despite all the securities that I have in place, how was it able to bypass or how was it able to evolve all my security? And lastly, we need to know how to detect if there's any automated attacks. All right? So first, with all the breaches that's happening left and right, here in the Philippines and outside the Philippines, it's all, we have, and especially with the last year, this, we have every day or maybe once a week, there's always a news about the breaches in here, the Philippines, and abroad. Okay? But the question is, what's next after the breaches? What's next? So, for me, the next probable cause or probable step for every cyber criminal is to do credential stuffing. Are you familiar with credential stuffing? Huh? Credential stuffing is the reuse of the password, hoping that you're using the same password to your Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc., etc. And you know why? Why will they do this? Ask me why. Why? Because it's too profitable. I'll show you how profitable it is. First step for every credential stuffing, you need to get credentials. You know what? Fortunately, you can download it for free. What I'm showing you is the collection number 10, where you can download 10 billion credentials for free. Stolen credentials. Next, of course, I need to automate my login. If I have 10 billion credentials, I cannot manually log in it. So I can get these tools and automating my login to your attack. Third, of course, we need to defeat your defenses. How can you do that? There's subscription you can do. It's like subscribing in Netflix, and these are the services available online. And lastly, how are they doing it is to distribute, emulating a normal human behavior. Overall, this would cost me, you know how much per attack? It's $0.002 or 10 centavos. Okay, let's do the math. Can everyone help me? Get your phone, open your calculator, and let's do the math. Okay? Let's say that we have 50 million credentials, stolen credentials. If the cost per account is $0.002, that gives us the operating expense, the OPEX of every cyber criminal, $100,000. That's my OPEX. Okay, let's do the ROI naman. What's my possible income as a cyber criminal? You know what, this success rate for credential stuffing, it's 0.2 to 2%. It's high or low? It's low, di ba? But you know what? Multiply it 50 million, you can get 100,000 successful account takeover. And for every account takeover, you can sell it up to $2.250. That is 100% ROR or 150,000% ROR. That's the cost of it. And so, as long as the cost is low and the value is high, it's an incentive for every cyber criminal to attack you. That's how every cyber criminal are also financially motivated. So, despite all the, if we put defense here, The next step will be, Echo, it's okay, I have my own defense. But how are they able to evade all my defenses? I'll show you how. So the first step for every automation attack is Sentry MBA. This is the common tool or the first step of most of the automation. But you know what, Echo? That's easy. We can bypass it using what? There. So I can bypass it using IP rate limiting. Attackers can do some iterations using proxies, and they can subscribe to it for free, and some are very cheap. Echo, it's okay. I can use CAPTCHA. There's a CAPTCHA challenge. We can stop those automation using CAPTCHA. How can attackers defeat it? Using CAPTCHA solvers. Echo, well, how about we try to use MFA? Of course, we use MFA or 2FA, right? But you know what? Cyber criminals, they can use such as basic as social engineering or a man in the browser attack, just like what happened in Las Vegas. A simple social engineer they were able to bypass the MFA. And you know what? This list will go on and on and on and on and on. And the direction, what? The direction is clear. They want to emulate a human behavior. The goal is to emulate a human behavior such that it will be difficult for them to block. They call this imitation attack. And that's what every cyber criminals are trying to do, to emulate a normal traffic. Okay. So now, and no matter how much they put iteration, as long as the cost is low and the value is high, it's always be an incentive for me. So lastly is how to detect automated. Now that we know what are the kind of attacks and how are they developed, we need to know how to detect if there's any automated attacks or how to prevent it from occurring. Okay? So first step, I have 4 simple steps how we can do it. Number 1 is to examine application traffic pattern. There's a story here that I asked these customers, Mr. Customer, do you know how much traffic or how much automated traffic in your organization? Ask it also in your, he says, maybe it's 20 to 30%. But when we get inside and we show him, sir, actually 98% of your traffic is automated. And 2% is only human. Imagine if this is your cost, you're provisioning more server because thinking, I need to cater more traffic. Imagine you're creating a marketing campaign based on this data, but all of them are coming from automation, and only 2% are bots. That's why you need to examine what are the attacks pattern or what inside my traffic. Next step is we need to check for attacker retooling. Retooling, why? Remember, every cyber criminal, they're financially motivated. Why? This is our customer this is one of example of our customer where we listen inside this traffic, we do the blocking, and after such a point, the attacking stop. But you know what? After 3 days, they changed their attack. From Sentry MBA, they're using Selenium. From Selenium, they're using browser automation. What they call this attacker retool. Why? Remember, financially motivated. If you stop them, as long as the cost is low and the value is high, I will still be persistent on attacking you. But here comes to the point that once we keep on stopping their attacker retooling, we were able to make them give up. Third is we need to collect signals. How we can collect signals is by getting all informations like mouse movement, a normal mouse movement of fraudster versus a mouse movement of human. It's very different. How we need to collect how you enter your input or username and password. The fraudster is different. There's always a pattern. And getting all of this information, that's how we can collect who are the humans, who are the fraud, and we can define it in a real time. Last but not the least is you need to identify, you need to protect the web, mobile, and API. Why? We have this one customer, we block their web traffic. After 30 days, you know what happened? They shift their traffic to mobile API in the span of 30 days. And that's why here's some simple steps on how we can detect. But to wrap it up, I want to end this by saying from Thomas Jefferson that as long as the cost is low, and by adding enough defense, there will be such a point that it will be too costly for them to continue attacking you. And that's what we want to do. We make them to attacker give up and just focus on a different target. Because economically, it's not being fruitful for them to pursue on attacking you. So to end this, Thomas Jefferson says, the price of freedom is eternal vigilance. So we need to be, everyone here involved, to be skeptic, verify source, and proactively detect fraud. And that's how we can achieve a true price freedom. That's all. Maraming salamat po. If you have any question, please scan this QR code. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Engineer Fiecas, for that impactful presentation powered by F5 with WestCon, showing us really how easy it is to get our data for only 10 cents and then have the attackers actually sell it for a bigger profit. So you will be attacked. And, you know, the incentive is versus adversity. That's the root of evolution, as they say. So, you know, I think I'm in the wrong based on his presentation. I think I'm in the wrong line of work because, as he said, that's where the money is. Unfortunately, I'm going to be a very good hacker. But anyway, thank you, Engineer, for that presentation.